Hello YouTube. Now, in this video I want to go ahead and dissect McCainomics. That doesn't roll off the tongue too great. McCain's economic policies. There you go. That sounds a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read down a list of just 3 things, and then I'll discuss each one in detail afterwards. First thing he wants to do is extend the Bush tax cuts that go to the richest 1% of society. Second thing is he wants to lower the corporate tax rate from 35% to 25%. And the third thing is he would consider, remember, not actually use, but consider government intervention as a last resort of the housing crisis. Okay. Let's start at the top here. He wants to extend the Bush tax cuts. Now, the whole idea, the whole theory of cutting the taxes of the rich basically goes something like this. If you cut the taxes of rich people, those people are the business owners and the corporate owners and the CEOs and the CFOs, and these people, if you cut their taxes, will want to do more business, will want to make more deals with other businesses, will want to open more businesses in different places, and as a result, the economy as a whole will flourish. That's the theory of cutting the taxes of the rich. Now, not to say that that theory is never good, but at this point in time right now, it's clear that that's not what we need. And when I say that, I mean this. This is a statistic that blew my mind, and I'm sure if you guys heard it, it blew your mind too, and I'll repeat it right now. Warren Buffett was paying 17.7% in taxes, and his secretary, who makes like $60,000 or $80,000, I forgot how much, was paying 30% in taxes. Now, at what point does common sense kick in, and do people say, wow, this is ridiculous? You know, it doesn't. I understand the economic theory, and at certain points in time, yeah, it might work. It may be the right thing to do. But right now, it's backwards. It's cuckoo. It's crazy. There's no way it'll work. Think about it like this. Giving tax cuts to the rich for this specific situation we're in right now was one of the factors that led to the economy going into a recession. Of course, the main thing was the war, but that is one of the factors that led the country into a recession. Knowing that, why would McCain still be in favor of this policy? That's just pushing us down the wrong track more. We're going in the opposite direction that we should be. That's sprinting down the wrong path, literally. Now, the second thing, of course, as I said, wants to lower corporate tax rate from 35% to 25%. This is a very neoconservative idea. I mean, the whole idea of the theory of cutting the taxes of the rich, there does come a point in time when you have to say, what about the middle class and the lower class? These are the people that are losing their homes. These are the people that can't afford health care. And you want to cut the taxes of the person that's making over $3 million? Are you out of your mind? The third thing was consider government intervention as a last resort of the housing crisis. You know, the scary thing is that sounds reasonable, right? It definitely sounds reasonable that as he will consider intervention as a last resort. But here's the thing. The term last resort is a very subjective term, meaning only John McCain as president would determine when it is time to be the last resort. Now, today, as of right now, there were approximately 8,000 people that lost their houses today, right? Now, that's not last resort time? Really? Because we live in a liberal democracy, right? And in a government that's of the people, by the people, and for the people, shouldn't making sure that the very basic needs of the people, namely housing for one, get met in times of crisis? shouldn't that be priority number one, to make sure that these 8,000 people don't lose their houses today? You know, if I was president, and God forbid, 100 to 900 people losing their houses every day would be enough for me to consider it a crisis. Why? Common sense. These are 100 to 900 Americans who lost their house. For what? For what? So, people need to realize that John McCain, when it comes to economic policy, when it comes to the war in Iraq, when it comes to anything, on almost any topic, he is not only exactly like George Bush, he's further right on the spectrum than George Bush. He's neocon plus. Thanks for watching. This is Secular Talk.